All right. On today's show, I welcome on a very special guest. He is Brody Limric. He is a senior forward for East Catholic boys basketball team and also a recent commit to Quinnipiac University. Uh, Brody, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you enjoying this nice weather and things starting to open up a little bit more?
That was great because we can go outside and hoop, and now we can go into a lot more establishments that we couldn't before. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, it's a nice feeling to kind of getting some normalcy. So that's a really nice feeling. But first off, before we start about how you got into basketball and everything, and this past basketball season, I want to say congratulations to you on your commitment to Quinnipiac University. That's a great accomplishment to be playing basketball at the next level. How's that feeling knowing that you're going to be playing basketball at the Division I level?
It's great. It's a little bit nerve-wracking in a way because there's no ifs anymore. It's just do, and that's exciting, but it also makes you kind of nervous. But I just can't wait to get it started.
That's awesome. That's great. Well, congratulations. Is there anything that you're going to be doing to prepare for the off season or get ready for basketball itself at the Quinnipiac?
Right now, I'm really working on my body. I'm trying to get a lot stronger. I'm trying to put on some weight, and I'm working on expanding my range out to the college line, working on adapting from the high school line to the college line. And just getting ready for that.
That's great. That's really great. And then what's the one thing do you know what you're going to major in college?
I'm gonna try and go into education so I can become a teacher and hopefully a coach one day.
That's awesome. That's a great path to go down. What subject do you want to teach? Do you know yet?
I was thinking a history and math type of teacher. I'm not sure I know exactly yet.
Both good choices. That's a really good choice for both either one. All right, well that's awesome. Well, congratulations again on your commitment to Quinnipiac. It's a great accomplishment, and very happy for you. They're very lucky to have you at their school. But I want to ask you, how did you fall in love with basketball?
Well, I just honestly I grew up playing. My dad really got me into it. He grew up next to former Celtic Don Nelson, so he was passionate growing up. He played at a D3 Nichols College in Massachusetts, and ever since I was young, I've been playing with my brothers. I'm a triplet, so I've always had guys to play against. So that competition has always been in my life. So that's really how I fell in love.
That's awesome. So your dad grew up next to Don Nelson. Like, what was that like? Did your dad get like coaching tips and playing tips from him, or like how was that?
His best friend growing up was Donnie, his son. So he would always go over and play, and sometimes Mr. Nelson would come out and help him. But yeah, he definitely enjoyed that.
That's crazy. That's really awesome that your dad got the grow up best friends with Don Nelson's son. And then what's as well you had like you mentioned you had your triplet. What's it like to just having that brotherly competition? I mean, I just saw your brother off there. You said he's like a couple inches shorter than you. So what's it like to play against your brothers?
Um, it it's really different from playing against other people because I've played against him for so long. He knows all my moves, so it's like I always got to come up with new stuff against him,
Yeah.
and it's constant good competition because he always challenges me, and I always have someone if I need to go play with. And it was interesting growing up because we would play AAU together, and we would just be all over the place playing for a lot of different teams. So we were always known as the Twin Towers. So when we finally like kind of split our ways, he went to a different high school than me during his sophomore and junior year.
Yeah.
And going those different ways was always where's the other twin tower? Where's your brother? And it was weird because we were always like put in the same box growing up, and it was odd just kind of splitting off because we've just worked so well together for so long.
Yeah, that's got to be a tough like thing to kind of not be playing with each other for so after playing with each other for so long. I'm sure you guys have a great connection too as well, being playing with each other. But I'm sure that's got to be weird. Did you guys ever play each other in the high school season, in the regular season?
No, because he first transferred from East Catholic to Marionopolis.
Mm-hmm.
That's knapsack. East Catholic does not participate in knapsack. We're CIAC.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to play against him there. And then he went to Watkinson, which is just moved up to Class D. They're also knapsack. So I couldn't play him in that. But hopefully maybe one day we can play in college.
Yeah, that'd be
But yeah, that'd be different. And then with AAU, we would have had a chance to play against each other. But right now he's playing with New Haven Heat.
yep.
And I finished up with BABC. So different kind of terms we played in. So I might have gotten the chance to play with him this weekend, but I recently committed. So I missed out on the opportunity. But yeah, we don't play each other much in like organized, but in pickup, we're always on opposite teams.
Oh, really? So do you guys, who gets the best out of each other in pickup?
That changes. That changes a lot. It really does. We don't guard each other much in pickup because sometimes ends in fights. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
Yeah.
gets a little competitive. We like playing against different people sometimes, but it changes daily. To be honest.
Yeah, I could imagine. Well, that's great that you had that brother and that friendly competition when it was friendly competition against your brother, and that's great that you guys have each other. And hopefully, maybe one day down the line, you guys will be on the same team in college, or who knows, maybe you're in the pros one day. Who knows?
That's the goal
That, that,
eventually.
that'd be really great. Was there a player too when you guys were younger that you both maybe like admired while growing up that you really looked up to that kind of helped you more get into the game as well?
I would probably have to say Doug Nowitzki because
Yeah.
just the big man who can shoot, it just really helped us find somebody to model our game after. And him out of everybody, he was just kind of like the guy known for doing that. So we both kind of tried to model a game after him. And when we were younger, we really like post up players and back to the basket. And when we started trying to emulate him, it really helped us expand our game. So it was just who could shoot better. We just kept going back and forth with that. And it just helped us find competition by trying to emulate him.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy too because I'm sure, like you'd mentioned, you watch players that have played with their back to the basket, and then you watch a guy like Derek Nowitzki kind of spread the floor European style. Now you kind of see that like that style of play now. Like, what's that like too? And like, how does that help you watching Dirk to like kind of put you guys ahead of the curve a little bit?
Um, it it's definitely helped because I don't know where I would be personally if I couldn't shoot the ball. I would definitely not be going to Quinnipiac, and nowadays I didn't know back then, but everyone has to shoot.
Yeah,
So it's the minimum, to be honest. So it helped me keep up and it helped put me ahead in those regards.
that's great. And now, do you do the Dirk Nowitzki 1 foot jump shot?
I used to, but I've focused on just more elevation because I can use my athleticism to my advantage. But my brother, he really does like the 1 foot fadeaway because he doesn't when he catches it, he never likes to put the ball on the floor. He likes to use his pivot, like almost like Carmelo. But then
Yeah.
he'll go back to the 1 foot fadeaway, and I know he's doing it every time, but people he's playing against don't.
That's awesome. That's great that he was able to pick that up, and you guys were able to pick that up from him. Now I want to jump into your high school career with your time playing at East Catholic. What has your time been playing at East Catholic and playing in the CIAC?
My high school career, we finished 80-4, so I've been playing for my whole career. You good? Shoot, he's oh, sorry, stopping with the Wi-Fi. My whole career, we've been playing as like the best team in the state. Like every team we play has been their Super Bowl, and most games in the CIC we would win by high numbers. And playing big target on your back and getting everybody's best every night is very different. And when I played for a team like East Catholic, you go in and you don't play right away. As a freshman, I got into 3 varsity games at the end of the games for the worst minutes. As a sophomore, I was the 7th man off the bench, and I did not play, like, at all. I got into 1 meaningful game. I did not play. We won a state championship that year. I did not play in the final game. My junior year, I started, and I played great. I think I was really at, like, the top of my game, and we should have won a state championship. We were something like 24-1. We just won our conference championship, then COVID shut us down.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and then this year we lost our last game by 1 possession to Donovan Klingen's team, Bristol Central.
Yeah.
Great guys, great team, great players. I definitely think we had a shot at winning that game. We had a lot of shots. We just didn't play our best, and things like that happened. But my final year, I won first team All-State, All-Conference, and I finished up and I ended up going to college at East Catholic during COVID season. So I definitely think my high school career was great. And the best thing for me about high school was the fact that I was playing with guys that will be my brothers forever, and just a great team. Like, I cannot emphasize how good the culture at East Catholic is, and I really don't know if you can get that anywhere else. But that was
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That's awesome that you were able to experience that, and and sounds like a development through the process of going from a freshman that got some times that and games that were like blowouts almost, and then playing to be in the seventh man on a championship team your sophomore year. What was that also like? Before, what was that like winning that championship as your sophomore year?
I mean, we going to Mohegan Sun and winning a state championship. It's a feeling I'm very lucky to experience, and not many people get to experience that. So I'm very lucky, but it was just amazing. And that team, that season will never end. Like that team will be together forever. And it was surreal winning that state championship, even though I didn't even get in the game. Like, it was amazing because everyone worked so hard that year, and there were so many what ifs. And when we finally won it, that buzzer went off. It was pandemonium. It was the best feeling ever.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure it's got to be a great feeling. And play at Mohegan Sun. I've been there for some of the state championships games, so that's really cool to win one on that court and everything. Who'd you guys end up playing that you beat during that?
Windsor.
Windsor? Oh yeah, they're good. They're a good school.
Yeah, we've had some good games against Windsor.
Yeah, they're very, very good. And then it's awesome though, as you kept going on. It sucks about junior with like you guys getting affected. It sucks about COVID and everything. But what was that like for you guys? Knowing that you're on a great run and then your season getting ended by COVID, what was that feeling like?
It was terrible especially for the seniors, because out of nowhere it just hit them. Like, that was the last game they ever played. They finished up not knowing that was the last game they ever played. For the juniors that year, some of us were like, okay, we're gonna get it next year.
Yeah.
And it was the worst feeling ever, because we knew we could win a state championship, and we had beaten the best teams that year, and it just left too much what ifs on the table. Like, there was this other undefeated team that didn't play very good competition that won their conference, which was a much weaker conference. They were like, oh yeah, we were gonna beat you guys. I was like, no, you weren't. But like, that was the frustrating thing for us, because it left too many what ifs on the table. You know what I mean? And yeah, a lot of things I won't say about that. But
yeah, that sucks, man. I'm sorry that it had to end like that junior year. And then obviously this year was a little bit of a different year. You guys started in actually like February 8th, right? You guys started your season and kind of like
kept getting pushed back. And
yeah.
I had to play the whole season wearing a KN95 mask, because my mom was like, yeah, you're not catching COVID. And I still caught it. So
jeez, that's tough. Yeah. Did you catch it during the season or like after the season?
I caught it. So I missed Thanksgiving. I had to eat Thanksgiving by myself in my room.
Oh, that's
but I was lucky because I caught COVID, I had the antibodies. So when there was a mini breakout in the school, I didn't get quarantined, but my brother did.
Oh wow.
So
yeah.
I got lucky at that, and I didn't miss the first game of the season.
That's great. At least you didn't miss the first game, and sometimes there is a little bit of a blessing in disguise. Thankfully, you didn't get too sick from it or affected from it, COVID, at least after everything. But what was that season like, being a little bit shortened and playing, starting late in February as well too? Did you feel like your guys were going to have a season at one point, or did you kind of were like, is this not going to happen?
It was so up and down. It was very confusing. Nobody really knew. We kept asking coach, and he was like, guys, I tell you the second I find something out. And it was stressful, and even once we had our first game, we still didn't know if or when we could get shut down. So it was like we were doing everything preventative, and we practiced every practice like it was our last practice. So it was a lot different feeling, because you didn't know if there was going to be a tomorrow, but there ended up being more tomorrow. So it was good that we got to finish it out. And even though it was shorter than usual, it was great.
That's great. That's awesome. Did you have a favorite game during that season, this past season?
I would have to say my favorite game was senior night, probably. That was definitely my favorite game. It was tough because one of the guys on our team who was going to start that game couldn't go because we didn't know if his brother had caught COVID or not. So we're like, stay home so you don't mess with the rest of the team. And we kind of played for him, and it was a great game. I think I had 31 points, 21 rebounds, and I played great, and then the next game he got to start, but it was a fun game because after we did our senior night celebration, and it was just a great like way to remember the last 4 years.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, at least you got able to get the senior night, able to finish off the season. That's awesome. And good luck to you playing basketball the next playing at the college level. That's gonna be awesome for you. But now I want to just ask some questions that are just more for fun and for the listeners to get to know you. Do you have any pregame rituals or superstitions?
My superstition is kind of to not have any superstitions, if that makes any sense. Like I gotta just do whatever. Like I try to make sure I don't do the same thing every game.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to like believe something. Like I don't want to like make myself believe something. So I mean, I do try to eat very well before a game, and I don't try to overstretch, but I don't really have many pregame rituals aside from making sure I don't do something the same every time.
Yeah, that's understandable. And what's the go-to like meal? Do you have like a go-to meal or like something healthy that you eat before?
It's whatever's in the fridge, to be honest.
There you go. All right. I like it. And what about like, do you have a favorite food or a favorite like meal in general, not for basketball, just overall?
Good question. In general, I would have to say I like a good hamburger. Not gonna lie, I like a good hamburger. I like the Five Guys French fries. A good hamburger with those Five Guys French fries. I can get down with that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Is Five Guys your favorite place to go for hamburgers?
If I have the money, definitely. It's a little
Yeah,
expensive over there, but yeah.
yeah, it's a good place. I've been eating a little too much during the AU season, so very very good though. That's great. And then what's your favorite basketball team?
Celtics.
Celtics. What do you think about their season this year?
A little disappointing.
Yeah.
A little disappointing, but hopefully there's next year.
Yeah.
It's not looking too bright. Some games I just couldn't watch. Had to turn off the TV.
It's tough. It was tough.
Yeah.
What do you think about like who do you think they're gonna hire for a coach? Like who would you want as a coach?
I have no clue.
Yeah.
My brother's over here telling me Chauncey Billups.
Yeah, I heard that's a front runner for the position.
But I mean, we'll see.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, exactly. And then do you like any other sports besides basketball?
I used to see in middle school, I was actually cut from the 6th grade basketball team in my town, 7th grade basketball team in my town. I was put on the B team in the 8th grade for my town. So growing up, I was cut from a lot of basketball teams. So I grew up kind of a big lacrosse guy.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I like lacrosse. I'll always have lacrosse in my heart, but yeah.
So how do you think those coaches feel to cut you now looking at you that where you are now?
I've had my way of getting back at all those evaluators in certain games where they've coached. So
it's good.
I can only imagine how they feel.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's really good. And then do you have like a favorite football team or baseball team?
I'm an all Boston guy, so Patriots, Red Sox, that type of stuff, because my dad wouldn't let me be a fan of anything else.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good. That's a good sign. Yeah, I know it's got to be too because Connecticut's like I feel like Connecticut's split. It's either you're New York or you're Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
100%.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then last and final question: Do you like anything? What's your favorite thing to do outside of sports in general?
I like to just go hang out with my friends, to be honest. I like to go down to the lake, go down to the beach sometimes, and hang out with my girlfriend. And I really enjoy just going with the flow because if I'm not playing basketball, I like to relax. I'll play video games. I'll play some 2K. Oh, nice. But I'm a big basketball guy. I play a lot of basketball.
Yeah, that's good. I sounds like it works. It's working out in your favor for sure, just for overall. So that's great. So that's all the questions I have for you, Brody. Is there any questions, comments, statements before we sign off, or anything that you want to say before?
No, sir. I appreciate you having me on.
Of course, anytime, man. Always welcome back on the show. Good luck to you with everything, man. Congratulations again on your commitment to Quinnipiac. That's just a great accomplishment overall. And good luck with school and basketball itself.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course, anytime.
See ya.